Do you want to pass the first certificate in English? Today I'm going to give you some essential tips for part 3 of the FCE speaking exam. If you haven't seen my video on part 1 and 2, I would recommend that you see it first by clicking the link at the top right hand side of the screen now. I'm going to help you not just pass, but pass with a better grade. Don't forget to turn the subtitles on so you can follow along. Let's get started. The FCE speaking exam lasts 14 minutes. Part 3 lasts between 3 and 4 minutes. So what do you have to do in FCE speaking part 3? This part is known as the collaborative task, which involves a 2-minute discussion. This can be 3 minutes for 3 candidates, followed by a 1-minute decision-making task. In this part of the exam, the examiner gives the candidates a question to discuss, with 5 written prompts to help candidates with ideas for the discussion. In this example, why might students want to learn to do these skills? 1. Speak another foreign language. 2. Play a musical instrument. 3. Cook a meal. 4. Play a sport. 5. Draw well. Candidates are expected to answer the question using the prompts. Remember, you don't have to discuss all 5. So what are the examiners looking for? They're looking at how you express and justify your opinion. In my opinion, learning another foreign language is a very useful skill. It seems to me that being able to draw well is a way to express your creativity. My own view is that being able to cook a meal is a very useful skill. They're also looking at appropriate grammar. So here, use modal verbs to speculate. This is appropriate. It might be a good thing to learn a sport. It couldn't be a bad thing to know how to cook a meal. How you agree. That's a great idea. Playing sport helps keep you healthy. Yes, you're absolutely right. Learning English is really important when getting a job. Yes, I agree with you. Knowing how to cook is really useful. And if you disagree, remember to disagree politely. Often disagreeing politely is a good way to have a good discussion. Perhaps, but what about the cost of learning to play an instrument? I don't really agree. I think sport should be free for everyone. I'm not sure. Don't you think art is an important subject to learn at school? You should also give reasons for disagreeing. The main reason is that I think knowledge of a foreign language is essential. The problem with that one is that it is difficult to find inspiring teachers. Well, the thing is that cooking is a life skill young people need to learn. So how are you assessed? As discussed in my videos for speaking part 1 and 2, you're assessed on grammar and vocabulary at a B2 level, discourse management, which I discuss in more detail in FCE speaking part 2. Click the link down below or at the end of the video. Pronunciation. You must be intelligible. Accents aren't a problem, but also try to sound interested and enthusiastic about what you discuss. You can show that you've finished speaking or that you have more to say by making your voice rise or fall. This is called intonation. A falling intonation shows that you've finished speaking. I think you can learn a lot about learning a language on the internet. Whereas a rising intonation often means that you have more to say. I believe that young people love to learn new things about sport, languages, and many other things. And finally, interactive communication, which is very important in FCE Speaking Part 3. So what does this mean? The examiners are looking at how you interact with your partner and the language you use. Firstly, at the beginning of the discussion. Shall we start with this one? What do you think? Shall we move on to the next one? And then in the decision-making task. Okay, we're agreed. We both think learning to cook a meal and playing a sport would be the easiest thing to learn. Let's just agree to disagree. Which one do you think would be best? So here are some tips for the FCE Speaking Part 3 exam. Firstly, take it in turns to speak. It's supposed to be a balanced discussion. If your partner talks too much, then the examiner will ask you an additional question to balance out the time. Listen to your partner and respond to what they say. Encourage them and help them when they're in difficulty. It is important to react to each other's ideas and suggestions. Avoid pauses. In the FCE Speaking Part 3, you're assessed for interactive communication, and that includes keeping the interaction going and negotiating towards a decision. So say whether you've reached a decision or not. It is fine to not come to a decision. Quiz time. You and your partner have 4 minutes to discuss a situation. False. You have 2 minutes to discuss and then 1 minute to come to a decision. 2. You must discuss all 5 prompts given to you. False. You don't have to discuss all the prompts. This is just to give you ideas, and it's better to discuss 2 or 3 ideas in more detail than all 5 very superficially. 3. You don't have to come to an agreement with the question following the discussion. True. The examiner wants to see you negotiating towards an agreement, but if no agreement is reached, you are not penalised. Finally, good luck. You now know how to pass Speaking Part 3 of the first certificate. Please like this video if you found it useful and do comment down below. Also, for more videos, subscribe to my channel, Oxford English Now.